The movie begins in Columbia City, where two gangsters meet. One was Don Luis, and another was Fabio. Fabio told Don Luis that he was done with this gangster life and gave all the information he had to Fabio. He also said he wanted to leave this life and lead a peaceful one. Fabio left from there. Luis told him that he would miss him,
I want to miss you,
as he had always thought of him as a son. But Luis didn't say anything to stop him, but Fabio understood it was not the end. He told his man he would have felt relief if he had tried to stop him or threatened him with anything. Luis told his people to kill Fabio.
Kill this motherfucker.
Fabio hurried home and told his wife and daughter to be prepared in 10 minutes. Cataleya was prepared. While his wife was packing, he gave his daughter Cataleya a chip that was going to work as her passport. He also gave her an address for safe exit. She can find her uncle at that address. He gave her his pendant of a Cataleya orchid, which will keep her safe. It was a locket that was passed down to him by his mother and grandmother. He told her he loves her for the last time. He tried to escape with his wife and daughter before Luis's people came, but Don Luis's people covered his house from all sides. They shot all the people who were working for him. A gunfight began between Fabio's people and Luis's people. Fabio and his wife died in front of Cataleya. Their people were about to kill Cataleya, but he stopped them, and Cataleya was interrogated by Marco.
I was at your confirmation.
He told her he was sent by Luis, who is a father figure to her father. He asked her if he knew who Luis is. She knew him, and he told her that if she could give them that chip, she would get whatever she wanted. She stabs Marco on the hand with a knife and flees by saying she wants to kill Don Luis. Luis's people were after her. She was running all the way around. She was skilled and knew every path she was going on. She went to the given address by her father. She went to the Interpol and gave them that chip. They asked him how she had that and what that meant. She told them her papa gave her this passport. They took her to Miami.
We're about to arrive in Miami.
She got her passport and money. She fled from there and went to Chicago. She went to that address where her papa asked her to go and find her uncle. Her uncle was also a gangster. She met her uncle and cried her heart out, finding a family. She slept for a long time. Next day, while having breakfast, she told her uncle that she wants to be a killer.
I want to be a killer.
And she asked if he could help. He said he could. Later, she was admitted to a school by him. She didn't want to study. She was too eager to be a killer. Her uncle showed by creating a ruckus on the street that she could be a killer, but she needs to know the basics first, which she can get only through schooling. After 15 years in California, Cataleya, with the identity of Phillips Valeria, crashed into an officer's car. She was taken to the cell as a drunkard. At that moment, another batch of officers came with Rozo. Cataleya changed her getup in the cell, and with all her planning, she went out of her cell. She went through the ceiling and rushed to the cell where Rozo was kept. She killed Rozo. In no time, an alarm rang, and officers went there. They found Rozo dead, and another officer was there who had no idea what happened. Cataleya was back in her cell. She was charged with a drunk driving case. She leaves the prison, changes her getup, and makes a call to her uncle. Let him know that things are good. He tells her that he has some more news for her. She informs him she will be back by the next day. She took a bus and went out. The officers were not coming to any conclusion, as there were 22 murders in the past 4 years, and after every murder, there were the same signs drawn on the body of those killed. Mr. Richard goes to Don Luis and meets Marco at the entrance. He tells them that he had let them do their business on the basis that they let go of all those past works. He shows him the paper cut of that news and tells him to find out who did all these. Marco understood it was all done by that girl. He was instructed by Luis to find her at any cost. Back in America, Cataleya goes back to her home. She turns on the music and CCTV footage around her house. While in California, officers were doing comprehensive research on the killer. Every person who was killed were professional bad person. They understood the killer wasn't trying to send any message to the authorities. Instead, he was trying to send it to someone related to that field. They were fully prepared to catch that person before another murder. A man was seen getting into an apartment, and it was Cataleya's boyfriend, Danny. Cataleya comes there and surprises him. They were having a good time. In the morning, before Danny, Cataleya wakes up and goes away from there. Danny can't find her in the morning. She rushes to a laundry where she meets her uncle. He gave her work while asking her about the 22 murders. He had no idea she was doing all this. He wants to keep her safe. Cataleya assures him that she will be in no danger.
Familia. Tío, please.
On the other side, Officer Ross found the sign on the dead body and was trying to figure it out. Right at that moment, his another colleague told him it's known as the Cataleya orchid.
Who's in Colombia?
How do you know that?
My wife. She's Colombian.
Ross tries to investigate whether there are any gangs named on this. Cataleya went to her garage and fed her dogs. At night, she went to commit another murder. The man was drunk and having fun with the ladies. Cataleya kills his man and lures him to the poolside, where whales were placed. She shoots at both legs and makes him fall into that pool full of whales. Whales ate him up. FBI agent Ross calls Richard as he wants information on the Cataleya orchid-related killing issue. Richard denied giving any information over the phone and asked him to file a request for the information. Ross understood there was something wrong within the system. Being afraid, Richard called Marco and told him to close this matter anyhow, as the matter reached the FBI. Marco was already at the airport. He flew downtown with his people to find Cataleya. He set up all his men to find any information related to her. Cataleya went to her boyfriend's house, but found a note saying he was in New York. He came back at night, and she had a long conversation with Danny. He asked her why she never stays for breakfast, and she can say anything to him. She is safe with him. He wanted to know more about her. He didn't even know her real name. He called her Jennifer. Cataleya became emotional, and they had an intimate time. Getting up in the morning, she found Danny waiting for her with breakfast. Jennifer rushes out, saying sorry to Danny.
Sorry, I have to go.
Even though he asks her to stop and tell him what's wrong. Cataleya meets her uncle at a bookstore. He informs her that they killed 8 people in Miami, and one of them was his friend. They are getting close to finding her. Don Luis is after her, and they will find her sooner. He was frightened for her. He wanted to keep her safe, but if she really wanted to choose a path by herself, then he would part ways with her. He won't recognize her from now on. He gave her a paper and went away. Cataleya broke into crying in the bookstore. Danny was describing to his friend Ryan how he was in love with Jennifer and told him he had only a half-faced picture of her. He showed that picture to him. Ryan, trying to be helpful to his friend, sneaked into his phone and got the picture. He sent that to his sister-in-law, Sherry, who was working in the FBI, and requested her to find the girl. The FBI found a clue through that picture. She went to church to meet her grandmother. Marco found her uncle and his family's location. The FBI found her location as she was talking with Danny over the phone. The SWAT team reached her house. She asked Danny with whom he shared her picture, but it was already late. She prepared herself and made a blast at the back wall. She left by climbing down the wall. At the garage, Cataleya destroyed all the CCTV cameras. SWAT was still after her. She went back to her uncle's house, and when she called on Mama, no one responded. She found that everyone was dead, including her mama and uncle. He was tied to a chair and was badly beaten. Cataleya was totally broken. At night, Ross was doing some shopping for snacks and went back to his house. He sensed someone behind him. It was Cataleya. Cataleya went to Ross's house and confessed the truth in front of him. She made him sit on a chair which was wired with a bomb and told him to get him, Luis. He is protected by someone within the government. Before going away, she told him to help her, otherwise she will deal with his family. She even told him the diffuse timing of the bomb. The next morning, Ross goes to Richard and communicates with Cataleya through a phone call. Richard was at gunpoint in another building, but he denied believing it. She showed him a demo by shooting on his photo frame. Cataleya gets information about Luis. She then went to the man who had the floor plan of that place. She puts a gun to his head and gets the floor plan of 867 Magnolia Terrace. Luis was afraid. While Marco was placing more men around Luis's house, Cataleya started her attack. She blasted Don Luis's house and crashed one of his people's cars with a truck. Luis was injured in the blast, but Marco helped him change places. A massive fight took place between the people of Luis and Cataleya. Luis was hiding in his den. Marco tried his best to kill Cataleya, but initially he was found by Cataleya in the washroom. Marco and Cataleya were fighting against each other. After a long, intense fight, Marco was killed by Cataleya. Luis lost connection with Marco and tried to escape. He took one of his cars and left the place. After some time, he got Cataleya's call and told her she won't be able to find him or do anything for him, but he will find her and will kill her because he is a killer. Cataleya was silent all this while, but she had already placed her dogs in his car. They attacked him, and he was dead. In the last scene, Danny was seen being interrogated by the FBI officer Ross. He asks for a coffee, and during that time, he gets a call from Cataleya. He asks if she was fine. She told him to ask anything within 60 seconds. He asks her real name and expresses his love for her. She tells him her name, but couldn't answer the last sentence as Ross came back to check his phone, so she hung up. Danny was allowed to leave. The movie ends with Cataleya leaving the city.